Security forces already on high alert. 3,500 police and troops have been deployed to protect representatives of 194 countries gathering at Mexico's most famous beach resort. The Cancun Climate Summit will seek a commitment to keep global carbon dioxide emissions low, as well as looking at measures to keep global temperature rises within 2 degrees Celsius. And delegates will look at drafting an accord to replace the 1997 Kyoto Protocol. Worthy aims, but there is already a feeling among some that Cancun will end in failure, like the last climate meeting in Copenhagen.
We hope and will demand that they can come up with an agreement. Though not ambitious, fair, or legally binding, it should at least signal some concrete advances.
Experts believe 2010's severe weather changes hit the poorest communities around the world hardest, further evidence of the devastating effects of global warming.
Droughts, huge storms, rains where there were none, new plagues. We, the people who live in rural areas, are suffering the most from the climate crisis.
Gomez hopes some of the Cancun dialogue will focus on providing financial and other support to allow developing countries to reduce their emissions. At Copenhagen, the industrialized nations pledged $30 billion in short-term finance to kickstart climate action in the poorer nations, but that promise has yet to be kept. Ahead of the 2-week summit, the host, Mexican President Felipe Calderon, highlighted some of the devastating effects this year produced by global warming. Wildfires in Russia, unprecedented flooding in Pakistan, and drought in Africa. He concluded by saying humans are already paying a high price for climate change.
If
we don't act against climate change, the cost will be much higher to reverse its effects. Approximately between 5 and 20% of the world's GDP would have to be dedicated to alleviate the devastating changes.
20 country leaders are expected in Cancun, compared with the 120 heads of state that went to Copenhagen in 2009. Though the challenges remain the same, there are those who question whether Cancun can combine mapping out a global vision on how to deal with climate change, along with finding ways to pay for it. Mariana Sanchez, Al Jazeera, Mexico City.